Priest versus Reznor.
3, 2, 1, mark. Hello, Zach here once again, bringing you all the latest updates with the Masters of Deathmatch tournaments. This game between Priest and Reznor. Priest in blue, Reznor in grey. Priest playing as Mongols and Reznor playing as Franks. In case you're wondering why all these games are between Mongol and Franks, it's simply because basically the first round games are all between Mongol and Franks. The first two games of the round are Mongol Franks and then they swap over, and the third game in the round is the Persian War if it gets to that stage. However, it will change when it gets to the second, third and fourth round. So don't worry if you're concerned about this all just being Mongols versus Franks. It will change as the rounds progress. So if you don't want to see many more Persian... why do I keep saying Persians? If you don't want to see many more Frank versus Mongol wars, then wait until round 2, which will start next week, where I can bring you the different types of game. As you can see here, Priest doing a very defensive build, as to be expected from a Mongol player, and he is getting out some stables already with heavy camels as well, and a couple of castles going up there also. Reznor going early aggressive, which is what's to be expected with paladins coming through now, and going straight in there. It looks like Priest is going to be able to push this away, unless he's trying to get some scouting with those paladins. Priest is going to be able to take them out fairly easily. He's got enough camels out already, and yeah, hopefully this is going to be a bit more fast paced. I've changed it so that Age of Empires runs faster, so that it's a bit more interesting and it doesn't drag on for too long. As we can see, Priest getting out some siege workshops here, and interestingly enough, Reznor is going for heavy cavalry archers as well. If you look here, he's rushing, he's streaming as many units across as he can. Reznor doing a good rush here, and this is good play from Reznor. This is what we want to be seeing from Frankish players. Franks need to get across the map and rush as fast as they possibly can. Priest is going to be really hard pushed to cover his resources if Reznor can rush well enough. It looks like Priest is actually doing a fair amount of good work though. Reznor is being pushed back, and it looks like he's having to gather back further from his base so he can push with more men. Of course, there is a downside to rushing. Rushing can be bad if you set your gather point to here and all your guys are easily picked off as they travel across the map. Reznor though really doing an aggressive push, and this is exactly what we want to see in the deathmatch game. Priest here with a massive mess of buildings, to be expected of course, and building a town centre out here early on, and that's good. That's what we want to see from a Mongol player. We want to see town centres coming up early on and getting some economy going. Looking at Reznor then, he's not going economy yet. He's just started work on his first town centre. A hell of a lot of barracks and a hell of a lot of stables coming up. It looks like Reznor is going to be having to transition very quickly into halberdiers and other units that only cost food and wood. His gold count is getting extremely low. His population capped himself. He needs to get more houses out, and he is doing a good job of claiming the centre ground. You can push across the map by building castles, as we can see here, and this is exactly what we want to be seeing from a Frankish player. Priest though has got a hell of a lot of camels out. He's just starting to build some castles, getting the siege onagers out there as well. Siege onagers are going to be able to take out the halberdiers fairly easily, so Priest needs to keep his onagers safe, and Reznor needs to keep piling the pressure on. I like how he's using heavy cavalry archers. They're going to be a very good addition to his makeup. However, Priest looks like he's being able to hold this ground very well indeed, and he is managing to hold out for the time being. Those siege onagers are still very well protected, and Reznor just again recouping in the centre of the map. Looking at the difference in gold here, they are both fairly similar on the gold count, and as we can see, Priest is slowing down his production of camels now, finally transitioning into hussars, which is to be expected as his gold dips below 100, 1,000. As we can see though, he has queued up a lot of Mangudais, and that is a good thing to be doing. Mangudais, of course, effective against siege, which I've said many times before already. As we can see now, Reznor starting to get some trebuchets out, preparing to take out the castles of Priest. Of course, now Priest has transitioned mainly into producing Mangudais. Reznor is going to want to take out his castles quickly so that the Mangudai aren't going to cause too much issues for him. Here we go, so Priest is now currently completely out of gold. Reznor, on the other hand, has still got a good 1,000 gold in the bank, and he's got town centres popping up all over the place now, enabling him to get onto that gold quickly. Very important to get the gold count up as early as possible. 3 town centres here, another 2 over here, getting all the villages he can onto gold. He needs to keep his gold high. Priest now, with a lot more food and wood, however he has no gold left whatsoever, but Priest is able to get out a lot of hussars if he wants to. He's choosing not to for the time being. He's investing solely in Mangudais and siege, which is a good strategy to use. Of course, Mangudais are going to be extremely effective against halberdiers, and Reznor really just throwing those units away there rather carelessly indeed. A small force of paladins and heavy camels over here. Priest doing a good job of actually securing this area with a castle. He's looking to prevent Reznor from doing too much harassment in this area here. And I actually didn't realise how many camels Priest has actually got on the map. He's got a fair amount of camels, although he needs to get out of there. He's seen those halberdiers coming in, and he does not want to get caught in their way. Quite a few trebuchets there for Reznor, and Reznor still pushing up with halberdiers, but he's just throwing them away now. Bit careless from him. If he can push in with the paladins first and then bring the halberdiers up the rear, Reznor is in a good position. But Priest is moving out with those onagers there, and Reznor needs to take them out before he loses a lot of his dudes. He's under heavy Mangudai fire there, but if he can take out these onagers, then he's going to be in a nice position. It looks like he could take out another one there. Oh, very close indeed. Actually, that's a lot of onagers there for Priest, and Reznor is attacking on multiple fronts. He's deployed a few trebuchets here, going to take out this castle fairly easily by the looks of it, unless Priest moves up to the trebuchet line quickly. He's moving some onagers up now. It doesn't look like they're going to get there in time. That castle going down for Priest. Reznor now going to lose his trebuchets. If he can take them out with the trebuchets, that would be good. But he's lost 3 or 4 there, and it looks like he's going to lose the rest from those Mangudais. And now we start to see things slowing down just a bit as the resources for these players start to dip. A lot of action in this area here, a lot of Mangudais for Priest, and Reznor's army is nearly non-existent. He needs to start pushing forwards here, and he's actually got himself in a really nice position there. Very well protected with a castle or 2, yep, and he's getting the trebuchets out, and that's what we want to see. We want to see trebuchets out early on in the game, and of course trebuchets being a great way to take out the buildings from range. Moving in now with these onagers, they're going to do a lot of damage. If Priest doesn't get there, if Priest gets there in time and Reznor doesn't take out the onagers, it looks like he's going to lose those trebuchets there. 1, 2, down. Nearly down. There we go, second one down. But on his last legs for that castle, a few more hits on that and it will be destroyed. And there we go, looks like that castle's going to go down now. And Reznor, oh no, maybe not. Reznor's doing a good job here. He is keeping the pressure on, and that's exactly what he wants to be doing. Priest, on the other hand, is looking pretty strong still, although saying that, he's under heavy fire from Reznor now, and he's behind on economy. And that's what we expect to see with these Mongol versus Frank games. The Mongol player has got still a fair amount of gold, but hardly any food left if we compare that to Priest. Priest has got a lot of resources to invest, and he can really start to push out soon. More siege workshops coming up there for Priest, and really he is not going to be able to get another castle out for a while now. He has no villagers gathering stone whatsoever, and a lot of villagers gathering gold. That's what we want to see, that gold count getting high as possible. But this castle is about to go down. Reznor's doing a great job here, building forward